What's going on today, YouTube? Today, I want to talk to you guys about these marijuana stocks that are just going to the moon. And I mean, they're coming up with crazy gains. We'll look at one of the biggest ones, which was Tilray Inc., ticker symbol TLRY. I mean, this thing, from August 20th, the whole way until a couple days ago. I mean, this thing, from August 20th, the whole way until last week, about the end of last week, you could have got, I mean, if you timed it perfectly, around 8 times your money. That's just insane. But anyways, mainly, I don't want to talk about what stock you're going to buy to make you rich, to make you with all these gains. I want to inform you guys about the risk of this right now. This is kind of looking like something like Bitcoin. There's just so much hype. There's just so much hype around all this marijuana stock, cannabis, everything. And just stuff you have to look for, stuff you have to be weary of. So if there's anyone out there tuning in, new to my channel, I make weekly stock market videos, just trying to teach you guys stuff I wish I knew when I first started, and try to help you out and save you from some of the traps that you might fall into. Because I'm sure there's a lucky unfew of people out there that bought this stock around $275 per share because they thought it was going to go forever, woke up the next day and it was already down 20%. And then if they had decided to hold, they're already down 60% of their money. And I want to make sure you do not fall in this same trap. So to go on, a little bit of this Tilray. So to talk about a little bit about this Tilray company. There's major news coming out right now that medical marijuana is going to be the new best thing. It's going to be closely related to the alcohol, tobacco market, and everything else. And people are really jumping in on this, jumping in on all the hype, assuming that they need to get in now before it's too late. Now, I also want to share a little article about this Tilray. This guy, I want to give him a shout out. I'm not going to try to butcher his name. His name's right here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't want to butcher it. But hey, he wrote up a pretty good article. He did his research. He wrote up a pretty good article doing some research about these companies, like which best pot stock, Canopy Growth or Tilray. And if you go through, I just want to point out a little. You can go read this article. Um, I'll put the link in the description, but just to point out some of his key aspects, Tilray trades at 500 times sales, which, if you don't know what that means, the price of Tilray, one share of Tilray, when he wrote this article back September 23rd, so when I'm when I'm making this video, he wrote this article back September 23rd, which is just 2 days ago on Sunday. Today's September 25th, and he points out trades at 500 times sales. And he points out it trades at 500 times sales. That's insane. That's saying the price of one share of this Tilray company is 500 times what their sale revenue is. That's absolutely insane. And yes, he goes in saying global pot market could be worth 220 billion by the year 2030. Blah blah blah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of potential in this, but trading at that high of a value compared to what they are valued at is just absolutely crazy. I mean, you can even see right here, if you truly believe weed is the next alcohol or big tobacco, the average price to sales in those industries hovers around 5x, where Tilray trades at 500x. That's that's 100 times what alcohol and tobacco companies trade at. So right there, you see this stock is just crazy overpriced. I mean, to even get to that level, this stock should never, ever, ever, ever be priced that high right now. And it's just because people are jumping in because they think they're going to miss out. But anyways, we're gonna get back to the chart. So this really, really blew up, and some of these articles really help the reason why it blew up. As you can see, just by this title, Weekend Roundup: Marijuana becomes Bitcoin. How investing fads work. Short squeeze candidates. I mean, this is actually an article saying these are going to be a good short because these companies they're not worth this much. And anytime a price like a stock goes up this fast, it's going to fall. It's like the same thing Bitcoin did. Jumped up to 20,000 so quick. It's exceeding its value. And that's exactly what's going to happen to a lot of these marijuana stocks. Yeah, there's going to be a few out there that just keep on going. There might be a few companies actually worth that much. But it is just too hard to tell now. Like marijuana stocks are the new Bitcoin. So when people see articles like this, they just freak out. They're like, "Oh my god, what if I like?" Especially the people that missed out on Bitcoin. You miss out on Bitcoin, you're thinking, "Oh, I need to get on this next big thing." My friend, my neighbor, who he just made a fortune in Bitcoin. I can do the same in marijuana stocks, and that's just you need to be careful about that. So if we go back to this major day it had, I'm gonna pull up the minute chart. But even to go over a little bit, this day, when it jumped the whole way up to $300, I mean, it opened at 235 ish and closed at 212, but it jumped the whole way up to 300 this day. There was five halts that the stock. This stock went through five halts by the SEC that day, and the halts were right at market close. I think I read somewhere that it was about 10 minutes before the market closed. It reopened it. I read somewhere that it was about 15 minutes before the market closed that this thing it reopened. A lot of people bought in, and then they halted it again 10 minutes before the market closed, and then it reopened until 4 p.m. just shortly before 4 p.m. So there was probably a lot of people that got stuck in that little window where it got halted, and they had to hold until the next day. And if you bought up towards here, had to hold till the next day. I mean, you went through a substantial loss. Like that's about 26% loss just off the bat, and there's probably people out there still trying to hold, making sure, trying to figure out if this is going to recover or not. And this is even, I mean, this stock just got put on the market. As you can see, I'm looking at a 6 month day chart, but this is as far as it goes back. It only goes back to July. It only goes back to about July 19th of 2018. And if you can look at you can look at the max chart too. It might have came on the market sometime in June. I'm not sure exactly when they came on the market, but this all started blowing up because they got approved to start shipping medical marijuana into the U.S. from Canada and so forth. Just when news comes out like that, these stocks go soaring. People are afraid of missing out. They get FOMO, and I don't want to keep you guys. Anyone out there watching, I just want to warn you guys of why it's so dangerous to just jump on a stock that goes up like 5 times in such a short period of time. Even from here, 2 days went up 50%. 3 days, 100%. You caught in at the very top, 200% in 3 days. That just doesn't happen. And you can see these stocks, as fast as they go up, they can fall just as fast. So if you're one of those unlucky ones, you get all paranoid you're going to miss out on this big rush because your neighbor bought it or your cousin, someone bought it. They bought in back here, so yeah, they're going to make a profit pretty much no matter what. But if you're late on the train, you get in here or even here, it's going to go nowhere but down. And yes, I'm sure there'll be people pointing out outliers in what I'm talking about. But more often than not, these stocks fall crazily fast like that. So to sum up the video, I mean it is very possible to make money on these lower cap stocks. Just be very careful where you're buying. If something is going up super fast, be very, very wary because you could wake up the next day and lose 50, 100% of what you invested. And you just know, I don't want that to happen to anyone. So at the very least, if you're going to take away anything from this video, when everyone's jumping on board to something, that's when you should be the most cautious. When something's going up this fast, like, it's not going to go up forever. And if it does, say you miss out, these opportunities, they happen all the time. Just learn from it and be better prepared for the next time. Maybe look at these news articles before they come out. If you really want to try to catch on to this quick gain, like some of these stocks have, just be aware of the consequences and don't rush into something just because you're afraid this opportunity will never come up again. So that's it for the video, and I'll see you next time. So that's it for the video. If you enjoyed, leave a comment below if you got any questions. Leave a like on it if you learned anything from this video. And if you enjoy videos like this, me going over stuff like this, subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys next time.